Have you ever noticed something strange? Sometimes, the people who care about you the most are the hardest to believe. A friend checks in, a partner reassures you, someone says, "I care about you." And instead of feeling calm, something subtle happens. A question appears almost immediately. Do they really? You might smile. You might say thank you, but internally, something doesn't fully settle. What makes this interesting is that the doubt often has very little to do with the person in front of you. In many cases, they are being sincere. So why does care feel so uncertain? Psychologists suggest something counterintuitive. Sometimes the issue isn't whether you believe them. It's whether your mind has learned that care is something you're able to safely receive at all. And that changes the entire picture. It's 11:47 p.m. A woman sits at her kitchen table. A cold mug of tea rests beside her. The house is quiet in a way that makes thoughts feel louder than they should. Her phone lights up, a message. "Just checking on you. Hope you're doing okay." She reads it once. Then again, there is a brief moment of warmth. Then, almost immediately, something shifts. The warmth doesn't disappear because the message changed. It disappears because her interpretation does. Questions begin forming automatically. Why are they texting now? Did something happen? Do they need something from me? Is this just politeness? She locks the phone, then unlocks it again a minute later. Not because she doesn't want connection, but because she does. Deeply, she wants closeness that feels stable. She wants relationships that don't feel like puzzles. She wants to believe people when they say they care. But something inside her resists holding on to it for too long. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's subtle hesitation. A reflex that says, "Don't fully relax yet." And over time, that reflex starts to feel like personality. She begins to wonder why reassurance never sticks, why kindness feels temporary, why emotional safety never feels fully available. What she doesn't realize is that her brain is not reacting to the present moment alone. It is comparing the present to a long history of emotional patterns. The brain doesn't experience life as it is. It experiences life as it predicts it will be. This is one of the most important findings in modern psychology. Your brain is constantly forecasting what will happen next, then adjusting your attention based on those predictions. That means you don't just see reality, you filter it. Imagine walking through a dark parking lot. If your brain expects danger, you don't just notice more things. You interpret neutral things differently. A distant sound becomes suspicious. A movement becomes meaningful. Expectation shapes perception. Relationships work the same way. If your past taught you that care is inconsistent, your brain begins to treat inconsistency as normal. Maybe love came and went unpredictably. Maybe support depended on your behavior. Maybe vulnerability was ignored, minimized, or criticized over time. The brain doesn't just remember events, it builds a model, a set of predictions about how relationships work. So when someone says, "I care about you," two systems respond. Your conscious mind hears the words, but your deeper predictive system asks, "Does this match what we already know?" If it doesn't, doubt appears, not because you're irrational, but because your brain prioritizes prediction accuracy over emotional comfort. There's a deeper layer too. Sometimes the doubt is not only about the other person, it becomes self-directed, a quiet background belief. People don't usually stay. Care doesn't last. I'm not the kind of person people remain consistent with. And this is where things become more complicated. Because now, when someone treats you with consistency, it doesn't only challenge your expectations about them, it challenges your expectations about yourself. If this person truly cares, then maybe the old story isn't completely accurate, and that creates internal tension. Because even positive change can feel destabilizing when you've adapted to disappointment. In some cases, the brain prefers familiar emotional pain over unfamiliar emotional safety, not because pain is better, but because it is predictable. and predictability often feels like control. That's why doubt can feel safer than trust. Doubt keeps emotional distance. Trust creates exposure, and exposure carries risk. This explains something many people misinterpret about themselves. They assume, "I just don't trust people." But often, the more accurate statement is, "I don't yet trust my ability to interpret care safely." Because when care appears, it doesn't only pass through logic. It passes through memory, and memory is not neutral. It is emotionally weighted. That's why reassurance alone rarely works. Words are not enough to overwrite patterns built over time. The brain doesn't update from statements. It updates from repetition, consistency, behavior over time, not intensity, not emotion, pattern. This is where the shift happens. The goal is not blind trust, and it is not forcing yourself to believe people. It's something quieter. Learning to observe without immediately rejecting. Imagine standing on a frozen lake. You don't cross it because someone assures you it's safe. You cross it because small steps confirm it is holding. Each step is information. Each moment is feedback. Trust forms through experience, not instruction. Relationships work the same way. Instead of asking, "Do they really care?" try asking something more grounded. What pattern is actually unfolding here? Not once, not in isolation, but over time. They check in when nothing is wrong. You notice. They remember things you mentioned weeks ago. You notice. They stay present during discomfort instead of disappearing. You notice. They follow through on small promises. You notice. None of these moments prove perfection, but they build something more important. A pattern your nervous system can slowly begin to rely on. And when enough consistent signals accumulate, something subtle begins to shift. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly. The brain begins updating its predictions. If you struggle to believe people when they say they care, it doesn't automatically mean something is wrong with you. It often means your mind adapted to a version of reality where care was unreliable. That adaptation may have protected you at one point, but adaptations are not permanent truths. They are responses to experience, and new experiences can create new responses. The next time someone expresses care, you don't need to force belief. You don't need to silence doubt. You don't need to override your internal signals. Just allow a little space for observation. Not judgment, not acceptance, just attention. Because sometimes the hardest part isn't finding people who care. It's allowing yourself enough stillness to notice when they actually do. And slowly, over time, the mind learns something new. Not that everyone is safe, not that no one will ever leave, but that some people are consistent. Some people mean what they say, and that care, when repeated enough times, stops feeling like a question and starts feeling like reality. And that is where trust begins.